Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day to everybody. Okay, I'm Mustafa from ICSTEM Malacca and I'm going to present a paper today entitled to Touring the Worthiness of Tourist Guides in Malaysia Today. Okay, why are we interested in this particular paper? Okay, because we have a friend here in UiTM Malacca who is actually a registered tourist guide, and she claimed that her life as a tourist guide is not as aspiring as before because of the difficulties faced by the tourist guide. Okay, and so we are going to um, share, okay, whatever that we have discovered from our research, okay, from our research relating to this particular area of law. Right, now have a look at the extract written in this particular slide. You will discover that we are interested to write on this area because we want to know whether the tourist guides are still relevant today. Okay, and what are their significance to the tourism industry today, right? As stated in this particular abstract, because of the existence of online information of practically everything under the sun, it is thought that um, the tourist guide can no longer exist since everybody has access to the internet and can have all the information regarding the places that they are going to visit, right? And also this paper sought to discover the factors which cause the difficulties claimed by the tourist guide concern, and we hope that this paper can offer solution to overcome the issue encountered by tourist guide, who are actually mini ambassadors for Malaysia, and it is very important to actually sustain the existence of the tourist guides. Okay, right. So these are the objectives of the paper. The first one is to discover what is the role of a tourist guide in the tourism industry. Secondly is to explore the relevance of a tourist guide today. And lastly is to regulate a law to ensure the sustainability of a tourist guide. Okay, we are focusing on this the third one especially, all right, because we hope that there should be a specific law on tourist guides to help them encounter whatever problems they are facing today. Okay, next is the methodology used. This is a doctrinal research paper where all primary data are gathered from library research and also internet resources. For our secondary data, we interviewed some parties here. Okay, as you can see, of course, we interviewed the tourist guides. Okay, and for your information, these tourist guides come from the states of Malacca, Kuala Lumpur, and also Penang, especially, okay, especially the three states, and also of course the travel agencies, because from they need the tourist guides in order to carry out their tourism activities. The state tourism department was also interviewed, okay, because we want to discover whether their perception as to whether the tourist guides are still relevant today. And last but not least, the tourists were interviewed, young and old, to see their perceptions on this particular matter, and want to see whether there is a gap, okay, of preference here between the old and the young tourists. All right, next is the laws and rules related to tourist guides. Uh, there are basically there is actually one act, but then it is not only focused on tourist guides. So we are hoping that there is another law, which can actually help the tourist guide here. And the codes of ethics are not actually law, but they are just codes which have no legal enforcement here. Okay, so these are some cases that we discovered, which actually involved uh, concern the tourist guides, that we will explain in our writing. So this the discussions or issues from the paper. The first one is concerning the application to become a tourist guide. The tourist guides that we interviewed shared that it is not an easy task. And it is also not cheap. The cost is very expensive for some of them, right? Next is the license renewal. Could be costly, and also because of the competitions that the tourist guides have to face. From the illegal unregistered tourist guides, and the fast aggressive usage of the internet, the local people who get paid for being tourist guides. I have to rush here because we are only given 5 to 7 minutes. Next is the payment for service that is not suitable for the job done. And last but not least is the fact that the tourist guide is also being instructed to carry out the task of a tourist leader. These are the suggestions. From the legal perspective, we are hoping that there is one legislation for tourist guides. There are directives from OTAC, the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture. We need to see whether there must be some education for the children and youth, to know the role of the tourist guide. More smart partnership with travel agencies, and last but not least is to encourage tourism that could involve registered tourist guides. That's it. This is the conclusion. Again, we hope that the Parliament will pass a law relating to tourist guides to help them out. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.